time for another edition WZR Radio here on WZROnline.com. I'm Ryan Clark, he's Matt Boone, and we're going to be here for the next 2 hours talking pro wrestling. We got a lot to talk about tonight. WWE Payback from this past Sunday night and Monday Night Raw from last night. The guy's theme music that you hear playing right now, Rob Van Dam, coming back to WWE at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, so we're going to be talking about that. And before I even bring in Matty Boone, the reason we're about 5 minutes late coming on here tonight is right now, WZROnline.com. We just put up a major story. Check it out, WZROnline.com right now. It is the top news post. Daniel Bryan and Triple H involved in a heated altercation last night backstage at Raw. It does appear that it was legit, and Daniel Bryan was fairly pissed off. The full story is up right now at WZROnline.com, so go read it, check it out, get yourself educated, and me and Matty Boone are going to be talking about what exactly happened last night between Daniel Bryan and Triple H at Monday Night Raw. Matty Boone, what's going on, brother? Matty Boone, don't no-sell me. Don't you no-sell me. And the motherfucker...
Hey, I'm retarded. I just had the thing muted up. Sorry.
What's up, brother? What's going on?
All right, good. Yeah, man, I was saying, I was in the middle of talking. I didn't realize I couldn't be heard. But I was saying, 5 minutes late, and then you do a big, long introduction. Now I get to speak. Motherfucking pro wrestling, what's going on? All this crap's going on. It's like it's almost a good time to be a wrestling fan. What do you think?
Well, I was telling the people to go educate themselves on Daniel Bryan and Triple H and you know what happened last night at Raw. We just put it up. It's only been up for a couple of minutes on the website. But I mean, you are fairly educated yourself as far as WWE Payback and Monday Night Raw from last night are concerned. I know you watched at least part of Raw and Payback, right? We're up to par.
I never caught up on Raw. I mean, I'll admit it. I never saw the rest. I mean, I know everything. I know all the top shit. I know everything. I can carry my own.
Yeah.
I could have lied and said I saw it, and nobody would have known the difference. But I'm on it.
We're gonna get right into it. Like I said, I want to keep plugging this because we just put it up on the websites moments ago. Daniel Bryan and Triple H. An incident at Raw last night. All day today, we had thought that it was nothing more than a WWE storyline. That turns out not to be the case. And
I got that up immediately last night because my buddy showed it to me and asked me to make an article about it because of the video and shit. And I watched it. I didn't know what the hell he was talking about because I had seen the first half of Raw.
Yeah.
Wasn't aware of the story of the argument backstage. Nobody had told me about it. You hadn't heard about it yet. We found out this morning, but. I just thought it was bullshit, like a storyline that they were doing on their website, like they do sometimes. But like you said, it seems like this one's the real deal.
Well, I mean, some information came out. Once we found out that the injury was legit, that pretty much sealed the deal that something happened backstage between the two. Because I mean, obviously they're not going to fake an injury, and it was a legit injury that he suffered last night at Raw. And then what happened?
Not an injury. I mean, an injury.
Yeah. He's at the SmackDown tapings. The push, as of right now, continues. I know a lot of times, and I would go on record as saying if it was anybody else that wasn't in a position or in the position that Daniel Bryan is in, probably gone from the company or de-pushed big time over the summer.
Not gone from the company, but in the doghouse doing jobs, getting made fun of. Ever have an angle where they need somebody to do something embarrassing, like take a stink face or something, you can bet your ass you're first in line.
Right. So listen, we're gonna get into it once we get towards Monday Night Raw. We're gonna do Payback first, and then Monday Night Raw. And once we get to that segment, we'll run it down. But once again, guys, the story's up WZROnline.com. It's the top news post right now. So go check it out. Like I said, educate yourselves, and then you know what we're talking about. Come later on tonight. I'm tired, man. It is yesterday and today. It's nonstop. I mean, I've been.
Oh, bro, you have no idea,
right?
Man. I mean, even yesterday with everything I had going on, I still managed to get a lot of work done. But yesterday was a fucking a nightmare. I mean, not just work-wise. I'm talking just getting all this other stuff offline I had to get done, which I decided I don't want to talk about it.
I was
too much to open.
I was up all night last night because you know we had the Caitlyn the nipple slip on Raw last night, right? And you got the photos and put them up on WZROnline.com, and of course I made a news post about it. And you know how it works, man. People are so into. I mean, it's a nipple, it's nudity, it's a diva. She's new, you know. Got to check it out. So as soon as we put that up on the websites, of course, the servers were just crushed with traffic. And I was here. Finally, things died off around 2:30 last night, about 2:30 a.m. And then I wanted to stay up to make sure that everything was going to be okay through the morning hours. Figured people were going to go to sleep, and then it was going to come right back in the morning, and that's exactly what happened. But I was here till about 3:45, almost 4 o'clock in the morning, got some sleep, and then I was talking to you early this morning. I mean, I was here at 8 o'clock this morning, about 7:45 this morning, and it's been nonstop all day, and even after we go off the air here tonight, I'm going to take this 2 hours to this is kind of my chill time, you know what I mean, where I can come on here and just be like, the next 2 hours, I'm just
That's what's
gonna...
funny, because I know what you're talking about. It seems like this is work. I mean, we're doing a radio show, we're trying to entertain, we're trying to be personalities and colorful and keep the show moving and informative, but at the same time, this is my break, too. This is 2 hours I can kick fucking back in the chair.
Yes.
And goddamn lean back and fucking open my belt buckle and just, and just fucking relax for a minute.
I don't know about opening the belt buckle. I don't know what's going on there.
I'm just trying to paint a picture, jackass. You gotta illustrate on the radio.
You painting a picture. You painting a picture. You unbuckling your belt, and ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Speaking of that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that, motherfucker. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk payback from Sunday night, Monday Night Raw from last night. We're gonna rush through it, man, because we got to get out of here. We've got, we're going head to head with the NBA playoffs. They start at 9 o'clock. The San Antonio Spurs. They can clinch it tonight. They can win the series. It's over. The Heat's out. You know what I mean? Or
they're not going.
Or it goes to a Game 7 once again.
Yeah, we're going back to Miami, and Miami's going to take it in 7.
We're in Miami. The last 2 games are in Miami, so we're Game 6.
No. I thought they were in San Antonio tonight.
2-3-2, brother. 2-3-2. But that's
You're right.
That's the way it works. But it's horrible. Everybody wants that system changed. It should be 1-1-1-1 or 2-2.
Really? Are you sure? Because I thought they needed a win tonight to go back home and finish the series.
No, 2-3-2, brother. 2-3-2. It's been that way
for years. Yeah, I know
that's
stuff. I could have sworn I saw on Sports Center.
It should be 2-2-1-1, something like that, or 2-2-1-1-1. Yeah, 2-2-1-1-1. So we're gonna be going head to head with the NBA, but you keep that on in the background. Listen to us for an extra hour. You know what I mean? Live chat room, lots of people in there as always. Over 50, 60 people in there tonight. We had a good turnout last night for the Raw chat, and not only that, but listen, last night I tried something new. I said, you know what? I'm gonna put up the live stream. So from now on, every Monday, what I'm going to do is we're going to hold the Raw chat, and I'm going to put up the live stream. You don't have to call in every week, but if something big happens, you're watching Monday Night Raw, you can call up. I don't want to do the whole show on Monday, but I put the headset on, and I watch Raw, and if I see something big or, whatever, I just kind of chime in, so...
And it was cool, like when, I guess it's a spoiler, whatever, everybody knows. By the end of the show, when Brock came out, immediately I'm like, because the format we had been using, I had been calling you on commercials, because we don't like to talk during the show so people can watch it, and we kind of come on during the commercials with commentary, or if it's a match and it's slow, we'll have a little commentary or whatever.
Yeah.
But this was one time where when Brock's music hit, because we had talked about it before the segment, we're like, why would they end the match, or the show, with a non-title match? You know what I mean? Like, why is that the big ending of Raw? I said, maybe Brock's going to come out, or maybe Heyman screws Punk, or something like that. So when Brock's music hit, I just wanted to call him just so we could do this fucking dumb reactions and shit on the air, marking out and shit. It was fun.
Speaking of marks and marking out, Mark Henry last night on Monday night, he got me, man. He got me, right? He got...
Wow, dude. I'm telling you right now, I had a whole fucking... I'm in a hotel again, for those following the loser saga of Matt Boone. I'm in a hotel again. I had a bunch of people here last night. We're watching Raw. And we're watching we actually turned on right when Mark Henry was doing it. That's when I started the show. Are you playing something? Okay, it's just music. All right. Yeah, so we're watching it, and this motherfucker, man, he had all of us fooled. Every one of us.
Every one of us, man. I was on here. I was on the live stream, and I said, you know what? I see the tears coming down, and that's what sold me is the tears, right? He was crying. He was legit crying out there, and I said, you know what? This is the real deal. And not only that, but earlier in the day, he's on Twitter, and he's tweeting like Snoop Dogg and Arsenio Hall and a bunch of celebrities. So I'm thinking, all right, he's obviously he would have gone out and told the celebrities that this is a work, you know what I mean? I'm going to go out there and I'm just letting you know, I'm giving you a heads up. But he tweeted like 10 or 15 different celebrities, and I'm thinking, all right, he's tweeting the celebrities, he's telling them to tune in, and then he starts mentioning the family and everything else, and the tears start flowing, and I'm thinking, this has got to be, I mean, that was, my God, bro. I mean, it doesn't get better than that.
It doesn't get better than that. We talked about it last night. It was a lot like that Scott Steiner promo in WCW because it was on the internet before the show that he was hurt, maybe had to retire, blah, 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 blah. So when the show came, everybody was set. They're all like, this might be an angle, this is probably bullshit.
Yeah.
Let's watch the promo and see what happens. And then when the promo is so convincing and it goes on so long and it seems so legitimate, and he starts crying like Steiner did too, and then he does the fuck you and starts beating someone. Oh my God, it was the same thing last night with Mark Henry. Like we talked about it last night. We were like, at first, it's a work.
I see a lot
crying, we start to believe, we're not fully convinced.
Yeah.
As it keeps going, we're like, man, this is Edge coming out of nowhere on Raw and saying we're retiring, and it's real. And that was real?
I mean,
I thought that was Mark Henry.
There are going to be some people, I see some people in the chat, I mean, it looks like half the chat says they didn't fool me. I call bullshit, man. I call bullshit. They got 99% of you guys, man. They got almost everybody. I don't care who you are. They got about 99% of you guys. They got us all. I mean, come on. It was a great angle. You know what I mean? It was a great angle, and they got you. They got me. They got you. They got almost all of us.
Let's
you can admit it.
Let's quickly define what it means to be got, real quick. And some of these jerk-offs, I know how they're thinking.
Oh, yeah.
I could say the same way they're saying, I could say...
They didn't get me.
He didn't fool me because...
Yeah.
Well, he didn't fool me because I knew it was possible that, you know what I mean? Obviously I didn't, but... Let's just ask yourself this one question. This is how you know.
Yeah.
At any point during the promo, were you questioning in your head if it was real or not? Were you even questioning it?
Of course.
That means he got you.
Of course, even if you were questioning it, he got you, man.
He got you.
And I guarantee, not even 99%. I mean, 100% of you were questioning whether is this the real deal. There was no doubt. Everybody questioned it, And he did such a good job that it was just wow. After it was over, you're thinking, wow. The only thing, I mean, Cena was out there, so you were kind of thinking, why is Cena still out there? But the way that they played it, was that Cena was kind of, I mean, Mark Henry came out and said, Cena, stay at the ring, everybody chill out. I'm not coming out here to attack you, John. Chill out. You know what I mean? They did it, dude. They played it to a T. It was perfection, brother.
Oh yeah, and the way he kept referencing Cena in the promo in a real life kind of way, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like you said, it was perfect. And my God, let me ask you this question: if I were to ask you, let's say it happened at 10:03 p.m. last night, the promo. If I were to ask you at 10:02 p.m.
Get on the computer, WZROnline.com/chat. The live stream's going to be up with me on there. You're going to have everybody chatting, talking Monday Night Raw live as it airs. WZROnline.com/chat. Get in there every Monday night. We're going to talk Tammy Sitch. What's going on with her? Man, I got to be honest with you. I feel bad for her, man. All those recent arrests and everything else, man. There's two sides to every story, and I got some information that the ex-boyfriend there is quite the douchebag, man, and he kind of
because you're talking to Tammy.
No,
you don't get arrested 6 times.
Wait a minute.
I mean, the guy could be fucking.
Hey, wait a minute.
I dare you to come over. I dare you to come over.
Wait a minute.
I'm calling the cops.
Wait a minute.
You're a retard.
That's what it is. He would bait her. He would bait her to come over to the house, and not only that, but Tammy needs to learn. I'm not defending Tammy. I'm saying Tammy needs to learn to say no, I'm not going over. But he plays all lovey-dovey, blah, 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 blah. And then he gets her over there, and then he calls the cops and says she violated a restraining order. It's a douchebag thing for him to do, but on the other hand, Tammy needs to. I understand. I'm not defending her, bro. On the other hand, Tammy needs to be able to say, no, I'm not coming. Da 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 da. But they say that love is blind and love bites and everything else. You know it is, bro. Tiffany, I don't want to go into that, dude, but that whole thing where it's hard to get away from something. I know.
There's a certain point.
It's
after the 4th arrest, maybe the 5th arrest.
I get it.
All right,
I get it.
Stop fucking...
I get it. But love is they say love is blind, and I understand she needs to say no and stay the fuck away from him. And apparently she's doing that now. But hopefully she continues to do it, because if she doesn't, there's a restraining order out, and she's gonna get arrested every time she talks to this guy. You know,
so she gotta be able to stay away from him, get over him, and do that without the assistance of drugs or alcohol.
I know.
I can see her turning into that shit immediately.
I know. All right.
So by the way, real quick, I'm sorry. She still looks good as hell. You can check her out. We put photos up when she got out of jail this last time. WZROnline.com/photos.
Speaking of that, right in my show file here that I do every week, right after the sunny shit, it says sunny shit. And then below that, it says, Boone doing work! Exclamation point, exclamation point. You've been going crazy, man, as far as news is concerned, as far as the galleries. It's been good, man. I gotta give you props, man. I gotta give you props.
Sometimes life kicks your ass to the point where you have to wake up and say, you know what? I better get off my ass. I better take my job seriously. I better quit dicking around with certain people. And I better take shit seriously before I end up a homeless fucking retard on the street. You know what I mean?
Well, it's more along the lines of, you know, if you don't take your job seriously.
What drop? Okay.
Boom! There it is. Right on cue, baby.
Oh man, I wish we could fucking do this as a poll. It's so great. AMC boy in the chat room. He says Caitlin's tits on a scale of 1 to 10. Everybody's throwing numbers in the chat. That's fucking great.
See, I think Caitlin's a hottie, man. I think she's a cutie, man.
She's muscular or something. It's weird. I don't know.
Man, she does kind of walk. She's got the man walk too. You know what I mean? She kind of walks like a man. Yeah. All right. So back to the show file. Big happy birthday. 49 years old today, Big Vito LaGrasso, my man. I mean, listen, we joke around with Big Vito all the time. We have fun, call him a jobber, this, that, and the other thing. Leave the poor dude alone. You know, it's his birthday. He's 49 years old today. And not only that, but listen, we joke around with him. We have fun. In real life, he's a good dude. You know it. I know it. And we've been friends with him for years and years and years now. He's a good guy, man. He really is. And he would do anything. I mean, if you or I ever needed anything, I guarantee you, if Vito was in the area, was you know, close enough to help us out, he would do it in a heartbeat, man. He's that type of dude.
Man.
Yeah.
My man's 49 years young, first of all, not old. Second of all, you could not find a more entertaining, bald-headed Italian, Long Island motherfucking human being in the world. I'm telling you, this guy missed his calling. He should have been a radio co-host, sidekick, or something.
Yeah, man.
Something where he could just be a personality. Because when that motherfucker gets riffing like he does, it's so fucking entertaining. A lot of it is self-grandizing, fucking ego-stroking, etc. But I think a lot of that's his shtick anyway. And it's entertaining as fuck to listen to whatever it is.
It is. He's awesome. He really is, man. He's an awesome guy. So, big happy birthday to Big Vito today. WWE SmackDown and main event being taped right now in Dayton, Ohio. We're going to give you live spoilers here on WZR Radio here in just a little bit. Once again, check out our live chat room, WZROnline.com.
Motherfucking.com/chat,
WZROnline.com/chat. And the last thing before we get into WWE Payback from this past Sunday night, the official website of WZR Radio, WZROnline.com. We are on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter as well. Facebook.com/WZRArmy, YouTube.com/WZRArchive, and Twitter as well. Go to WZROnline.com, top navigation bar, social media tab, drop down menu. It's got all the links to Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook all right there. Speaking of WZROnline.com, and this leads us into Payback from this past Sunday night. What you guys think overall of the pay-per-view? Good show, great show, fair show, I didn't see it, or terrible show? 37% of the votes said good show, 26% of the votes said great show, 20% of the votes said fair show, 13% I didn't see it, and 4% terrible show. My overall opinion, a good show. So I agree with pretty much the 37% that voted on the poll. How about you guys in the live chat room? Good show, bad show,
They're all
terrible show?
throwing out school letter grades. You went off the normal scale.
No, I did. You're right. Well, what are you going to do?
It doesn't make any, hey, listen, a lot of people spend 10 years establishing a grading scale and then just switch it up 1 week.
You fucked up my drop right there, but it's alright. Anyways,
Sorry.
I stopped it. Anyways, so what's everybody saying? They like it? Pretty good?
Yeah, a lot of A's and B's.
Alright, no doubt. Let's run it down from top to bottom here. Let me load up the report. I don't have anything ready, man. We were late coming on here. Like I said, there's, if you tuned in late, we just put up a big story, backstage argument, altercation, if you will, backstage at Raw last night between Triple H and Daniel Bryan. Turns out that it was legit. We believe it was legit. We're going to talk about that. The story's up right now on WZROnline.com, so go educate yourselves, and we're going to talk about that here once we get into Monday Night Raw from last night. Got about 15 minutes for each, Payback and Monday Night Raw. That's going to lead us into the hourly break. Come back, do the rapid fire, and take your live phone calls. Look at me doing what?
I said, look at you with the educated. What did you do? Sit there and when you wrote the post, you posted it, and you said, all right, let me think about WZR. Okay, educate. Educate. I'm going to say educate yourselves over and over again. So, why do you keep saying go educate yourself?
Because we're going to talk about it, or go read the report.
Post. You don't have to say educate.
Right, but okay, all right. But what do you do when you read the post? You educate yourself, right? You gain knowledge. You gain knowledge, right? Right. Okay, you learn.
Go gain some knowledge. And read
all right,
the
go gain some knowledge and read the post. We're going to talk about it here in just a minute.
Sounds premeditated. We're supposed
shut
to
up.
You sound like you got it written down or something.
Oh, shut up.
To say the least, The Rock is something you're not undisputed champion, so shut up, bitch.
Shut up, bitch.
Son of a bitch.
All right. Here we go. Payback, the kickoff show. It's no longer called the pre-show. It's the kickoff show for WWE Payback. Sheamus demoted all the way to the pre-show. It's not really demotion. They're just trying to get the kickoff, the pre-show over so that more people go to YouTube.com. They get the advertising revenue and everything else. So they put big
really?
names.
Do you want me to send you off on a conspiracy theory? Because you lost last night on Raw. You had a pre-show match at the pay-per-view. What's going on? Who did he piss off, right?
Oh, you're looking too far into it, Boone. What are you doing? Get out of here. All right, so Sheamus, they gave him about 10 minutes here, man. Pretty good match, too, for the kickoff show. Sheamus won here, man. Won clean with the bro kick. Michael Cole kept, plugging they're in Chicago and the history of Chicago, this, that, and the other thing. And then they have, what they're doing is they've got like the Big Show, Cody Rhodes, and I think it was it R-Truth, I think, were on the pre-show. And what they're doing is they've got like a panel, right? It's a panel where they're on the pre-show, but this time during the pay-per-view they would do live cut-ins to like they're in a suite. Or not a suite, a suite. The arena thing, the box, the one of the boxes, and they would shoot live to the broadcast team, and basically, not the broadcast team, the guys that are up there doing the kickoff show, and they would basically give analysis of what's going on the pay-per-view. Would everybody think of this match? What a great show so far. You got to stay tuned. What's going to happen in the main event? Basically doing a hard sell during the pay-per-view.
Like a cheerleading section or something.
Yeah, they kicked off the pay-per-view. It was the IC title bout. Me and you talked about this going in. Wade Barrett, The Miz, and Curtis Axel. It was originally supposed to be Fandango, but he suffered a concussion at last Tuesday night's SmackDown tapings. He passed the initial Impact test, but basically WWE does a secondary test. If you pass, like if you're in the NFL or the NBA or the NHL, you've got to pass the Impact test. It's well known around all of sports. You pass the Impact test, you're ready to go, you can come back. WWE, to basically avoid a future lawsuit, is what me and MS, your boss over there, were talking about last night on AIM. was, you know how the NFLers, you know, they all teamed up and they're suing the league for concussions, right? There's like a couple hundred players. I think WWE's doing the same thing where even if you pass the impact test, you've got to pass a secondary test as well. It's basically WWE taking an extra precaution so that in the future, if there ever is a class action lawsuit, they can say, well, wait a minute. You're cleared to return after the impact test. We do secondary testing. We even test you a third time before we allow you to come back. You know, so it's a smart move on WWE's part. But anyways, what?
Two things real quick. My boss doesn't have multiple sclerosis. He said he had MS. That's not true.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
All right, and B, these motherfuckers are going to fail the impact test if I punch them in the face because it's the same as me kicking their ass in 2 motherfucking seconds.
It took you 32 minutes, brother. 32 minutes. Not bad. Not bad. All right, no doubt. Well, if you kick their ass in 2 seconds,
I'm gonna kick your skinny fat ass.
I kick skinny fat asses, bro.
I
don't know about you.
Now, that's awesome.
I don't know about you.
You said that. I was watching. I was like, what the fuck does that mean? Your skinny fat ass.
So you kick asses in 2 seconds. I kick skinny fat asses on air. Triple H does. You know what I mean? But anyway, so they kicked it off. It was the IC title match. Me and you talked about it last week, man. You knew Curtis Axel. He's on a roll right now. They put him with Paul Heyman. Of course they're going to give him the title. And then everything worked out perfect. It was Father's Day on Sunday. They kept referencing that his father was Mr. Perfect.
And he was one of the most legendary Intercontinental champions of all time. Too.
Exactly. So they gave
and
it
I think he even had the white belt as well.
Did he?
Yeah, the background was white instead of...
Right.
Yeah, I think he did.
So they gave the win to Curtis Axel. They gave him the IC title belt, which was kind of cool, man. And then, you know, after it was over, they did like a backstage segment. It was Paul Heyman and talked about, you know, it was the perfect ending. It was Father's Day, like you said. His father, Mr. Perfect, was one of the greatest IC champions of all time, right? Back in the day. And you know, it was a perfect ending, pretty much. Father's Day. And Curtis Axel.
What kind of ending? What kind of ending was it?
Perfect ending, brother.
Wow.
He had tears.
How apropos.
Hey, listen, man. He had tears in his eyes, right? He had tears in his eyes. So it was an emotional moment, man. It was Father's Day.
Oh, yeah, man.
It was on Father's Day. He picked up the IC title win, and it was kind of a cool finish, man. You had Miz had Wade Barrett locked in with the figure 4 leg lock, and then Curtis Axel came in from the outside, and while Wade Barrett's about to tap out, Curtis Axel takes the pin. So he kind of stole it, man. It was a cool finish.
Yeah, I was watching him on Raw last night. I won't skip ahead, but just seeing some of the offensive moves he does, he has some unique shit.
Yeah.
He's not a little guy that can fly, so you figure what's his unique stuff going to be, and I just seeing some of the moves, I was like, you always think there's nothing new. You know what I mean? As far as moves and stuff, but that guy's got some cool shit.
We had Caitlyn against AJ Lee for the Divas title. I really think they've soured on Caitlyn as of late. And that Stephanie McMahon reference to her on Raw last night when she was walking away, you know, don't ever interrupt me again. Something's up with that, man. Something was weird. That whole segment last night on Raw was weird with the Divas. But anyway, AJ Lee wins the WWE Divas title. So the first 2 matches on the pay-per-view, not including the pre-show or the kickoff show, we've got 2 title changes, man. AJ Lee picks up the win. Be honest with you, pretty good for a Divas match. I mean, it was no Karen Terrell versus Gail Kim from, you know, the TNA pay-per-view a couple of weeks ago, but it was pretty good for WWE Divas, you know. After it was over,
see it, but yeah, it read good. I mean, it seemed like it wasn't like a quick 2-minute, let's just get a Divas match on the show kind of match. Like they actually wanted to do something with it.
Well, normally during Divas matches, you hear the crickets. I know you probably can't hear that. But
I was just going to say that the silence.
Silence works too, you know what I mean? So new Divas champion Caitlyn, or AJ Lee, and then after it was over, Caitlyn, you know, emotional breakdown, she's screaming and crying, and Layla came out to console her and, you know, took her to the back, and then they did a backstage segment. Alicia Fox and Natalia came up, and, you know, it'll be alright, everything's gonna be fine. It was your girls get together, girl power, stick together, you know, it was that whole segment.
She was probably crying because she knew the next night on Raw that the whole world was going to be seeing those titties.
Them titties! Them titties! She got some...
You know, my titties like you wanted me.
Yeah, buddy, you know what? I was just trying to get that up, but you spoiled it.
Well,
You
yeah,
ruined
it's time, boy.
right?
You got some nipples, titties, man.
I don't know. I don't know where. I've got like 4 different ones for Tiffany the Tits on here, and I never know which.
Why would you still have it saved?
I got everything's in the show. I got this saved for some reason. Check this out.
That would be your theme, I think. Oh no, you would play it for me. Yeah, some kind of pretty boy shit you would make fun of me.
Right?
Be looking like damn, fly. I'm hip to the beat, walking down the street and my new the freak, yeah.
I'm sexy and I know it. Alright,
have you even heard from that fucking band anymore?
LMFAO, right? Something like that?
What's the last song they had? They had one fucking song. They suck shit.
I think that was it, right? That was it.
Yeah, they only had 2 songs. So that and another one. But I think the only reason they're famous is because their dad's the guy that ran Motown.
It's like those 2 rappers, the guy with the thrift store, right? Macklemore or something like that. Alright, so we had Dean Ambrose against Kane for the U.S. title. Ambrose wound up retaining here, hit a DDT outside on the floor. Pretty good match between Ambrose and Kane. You know what I was surprised about, Boone? And I don't watch SmackDown on Friday nights, right? The Shield lost clean on SmackDown, right? That's all they've been talking. As a group, the 3 of them lost clean over on SmackDown, and that's all they had been talking about on Payback and on Raw last night was that the Shield actually suffered their first clean loss on SmackDown, which was kind of
it's always smart to get that undefeated shit out of people's minds, because the second you lose, it's almost like you go from this level down to this level, because automatically you're not that undefeated aura anymore, you know what I mean? But so to get that out of the way and then still have them be the main event group is cool, but that is weird that they would choose to just do it randomly with no story and just have them lose as a group for the first time like that. They've lost individual matches, but never as a group.
On SmackDown, too. That was the thing, on SmackDown.
Yeah, where nobody would see it.
Right.
And they would reference it all the time. Maybe they want people to watch SmackDown. Shit happens on SmackDown. Don't forget to tune in every Friday.
1.6 rating last week. It was almost a 1.5 last week for SmackDown. It was brutal, man. So after the U.S. title match, Dean Ambrose returns. Out of nowhere, we hear this. All right? So what do you think about this, man? It was announced that Rob Van Dam, who was a free agent, TNA contract expired a couple of months ago, coming back to WWE.
Somewhere eventually. He had a couple indie dates booked. He canceled some of those when he got the WWE deal. He left 1 on the books, and now he's going to be at WWE. It's a short-term deal. He's not going on the road except for pay-per-view TVs, couple house shows.
Yep.
And it's a short-term deal, like I said, so he's not locked in for a long period of time. But Money in the Bank's debut, that came out of nowhere. And the way they did it was we're just having a video promo air so matter-of-factly like that. It was a different way of going about it.
It was, like Boone said, it's a short-term deal. He's going to be working pay-per-views, television tapings, and a very limited number of house show dates. The reason, and I can give you an update on this, the reason it is a short-term deal is basically Rob's a smart dude, alright? He's going to come back. They're going to give him a big, pretty much a big push, right? He's coming back, going to get that initial push. Going to work the main event feud. And then once that is up, the contract will probably be coming to an end. I think it's only a 6-month or 1-year deal. Wants to find out exactly what they're going to do with him after the return feud. Probably going to do something with CM Punk. But with CM Punk being a babyface, how are they going to do that with Rob Van Dam? Everybody says that Rob Van Dam's never going to become a heel, which sounds right. But, I mean, never say never in WWE. It's WWE. They could obviously make RVD a heel, but as of right now, CM Punk's a babyface. So it'd be a babyface versus babyface feud. Not only that, Money in the Bank, that's where the return's going to happen. It's in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. You know he's going to get a huge pop. It's Philadelphia, old school ECW territory, so it's a good place for him to return. Works out perfectly, but we'll have to wait and see what happens.
I love his comments on Twitter too. Like a fan tweeted him and was like bringing up the fact that there's so much hype and expectations around his return to WWE, and his response was simply something like, "Gee, there's a lot of commotion about me coming back. Good thing I'm so fucking good," or you know what I mean? There's something like that.
Yeah.
Good thing I'm the fucking shit, you know?
Yeah.
I got nothing to worry about. I'll deliver the expectations because I'm fucking good like that.
Not only that, but he smokes the pot, and I mean, Rob's all about the pot, man, and whether they find him or not, I'm sure that was one of the things he told WWE's, listen, I smoke pot, and I may not quit for you guys.
Yeah, as long as you don't get arrested or not. I mean, like, if you get if you get busted, it's a fine, right? Like, they don't even consider that a wellness policy violation.
Exactly. So
Rob's...
Rob's...
Last time RVD was in WWE, him and Sabu, remember, he was the WWE champion,
Yep.
he got busted for weed.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Rob's coming back. It's going to take place. It's not going to happen before then. It's going to be Money in the Bank, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and then, like I said, short-term deal. Rob wants to know exactly what's going to happen after the return angle. That's the reason it's a short-term deal, and we'll see what happens after that, whether he opts to re-sign or not. If they keep him in the main event picture, I'm sure he's going to re-sign. They offer him a lot of money, he's going to re-sign. If not, we'll see what happens. Dolph Ziggler against Alberto Del Rio for the world title. This was kind of a shocker, but reports came out today, and I'll let you run down, what those reports were, what the plans are for Dolph Ziggler. But they wound up taking the title of Dolph Ziggler at the pay-per-view. Alberto Del Rio, new world heavyweight champion here. What do you think about that? And then let the people know what the plan is for Dolph Ziggler. Of course, keep in mind, guys, what Boone's about to tell you, plans can change, but we may have a repeat. Dolph Ziggler, the briefcase, tell him about it. Tell him about it. I said tell him about it. What, are you going to walk away, man? You think I'm just going to run down the pay-per-view? You're going to walk away? Huh? I built that. See how I built that up, man? I build that up, and I'm about to toss it over to Boone. He's got the news for you. He's going to give it to you, and the motherfucker walks away on me. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna sit here and wait.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you ready to come back? Now, listen, man. I did this whole thing, all right? I just built this up. Wait, listen to me. I just built this up, okay? And I said, we've got a new champion crowned. New world heavyweight champion. Ziggler Del Rio. And I said, Boone knows all about what's up with Dolph Ziggler and what the plans are for him. And, what's going on, Money in the Bank. We may have a repeat. The briefcase thing with Dolph Ziggler. I'm going to let Boone tell you all about that. Boone?
See, I was trying to, actually, I was taking a piss, and then when you shot to me, I was trying to think of the story because I wrote it earlier, but I don't remember. I know they're saying he might win one of the briefcases, cash it in, and get it back to Del Rio, but the main part of the story I don't remember. Why? What the fuck was that? Like, he's going to be vicious about it or something? Or I don't remember. You do it.
The plan, as of right now, is at Money in the Bank. God, my sister is texting. This is not the text that I wanted during a radio show, man. The plan is this. They took the title off Dolph Ziggler. He is cleared to return. The storyline that they put up on WZROnline.com yesterday about him not being cleared, not ready to wrestle, that is for storyline purposes anyway. That's the reason you saw him come out at the end of Raw last night. Money in the Bank is the next pay-per-view. They are going to do the briefcase match again, where they have the ladder match and everything else. The winner of the match gets the briefcase. There is talk that they're going to put Dolph Ziggler in that match and possibly do a repeat performance where Dolph Ziggler, once again, he'll be the first guy ever to win the Money in the Bank briefcase twice. He would then go on to cash it in at SummerSlam against Alberto Del Rio and win the title back at SummerSlam.
Wait, somebody's won it twice, dude. CM Punk's won it twice.
CM Punk's... You're right. You know what? You're right. You're right. My bad.
I didn't say Jericho might have, too. There's a couple guys that
you didn't know that. You saw it in the chat room. See everybody on my ass in the chat room?
I knew a couple guys that won it twice. I didn't remember who. I was thinking Jericho. They were saying another name. I was thinking Jericho and Swagger, and they were saying Edge and Punk.
I've got to send my sister a text back.
All right, so what the fuck? We're at Payback still? We gotta hurry. We're running out of time. We got Raw. What are we doing? Fucking 3-hour Raw to come. Let me get over to the chat room and get some notes I got on the playoff odds. Edge won one, so he didn't win two.
How you like it when I walk away? See, you don't like the silence, do you?
Dude, you got a bunch of notes and ideas in your head. I just come on and crack dick jokes. When you walk away, I can't just do stand-up routine or something. What am I supposed to do?
Since I just come on and crack dick jokes. All right. So we got a new world champion here. Then we have the return. Oh, Del Rio cuts a promo afterwards, and it's basically, it wasn't a full-fledged heel turn, but teased it at the, right. Cars aren't built as strong. Think about an ambulance. The ambulances are like a fucking Mack truck, man. Go approach an ambulance. It's not the same material as your normal car.
Well, I'm sure they got supercharged, super fucking strong, whatever, metal,
It's much...
Put it this way. Anybody who's seen the TV show Home Improvement as a kid, there's the episode where they dropped the big fucking beam on his wife's car.
Yeah.
That didn't break the fucking car, just dented the shit out of the roof.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
So he puts him through the top of the ambulance, which is like built like a Mack truck, like I said, man. Some of the hardest metal that they put on a vehicle. So he goes through the top of the ambulance, and Cena stands on top, and that's how Payback ends. Ryback is damn near dead. He's been put through the top of the ambulance. It was a corny, terrible ending. But if you're a kid, you're thinking, "Oh my God, he just went through the ambulance." But if you're a 32-year-old dude and you're thinking to yourself, "You gotta be kidding me, dude! It's ridiculous."
But come on, give him a break. The rest of the show, I mean, if they had to do something for the kids,
I get it. It's John Cena out there too. So WWE Payback from Sunday night.
They keep Ryback off Raw to sell the injuries, I would guess, because they had him work the dark match and but they didn't have him on the TV at all.
Yeah, they kept him off Raw, obviously, to sell those injuries, and that was that. So that was WWE Payback from Sunday night. Why can't we? We can never do it, man. 15 minutes, we can never get it done.
I don't know why you always want to spend an hour fucking reading rapid fire and taking calls anyway.
All right, then
it's a clean way to say. We'll do recaps in hour one and you guys in hour two. But...
All right, so we'll slow down here then. We'll go Raw. We'll do a little bit of
take
Raw.
Take your time, like with a woman, man. Get her going.
It's Matt B-O-O-N-E and WZR, the place to be. Me and Ryan C kicking it live in hour 3.
Kicking it live.
60 minutes to the limit, like John Cena's title spinning. No one battle me, I'm winning. No matter what you say. Now let me finish with a simple, oh yeah!
And let me finish with a, you have a vagina, motherfucker.
Let me finish with an, oh no.
Oh no.
I couldn't make out that one.
Woo! Unbelievable, baby. You gotta check it out. All right. Get to our live chat room, WZROnline.com. /chat, WZROnline.com/chat. Get in there, lots and lots of people as always tonight. In our no more of those, we got about 60 people in the chat room. Not bad tonight. And for those of you that are new tonight, we're here every Tuesday night, 8 to 10 Eastern Time. Same place, same time. Come to WZROnline.com, get the chat room. The website has tons of news and rumors. Boom puts up photo galleries for you. The Caitlyn wardrobe malfunction. We had the uncensored photos up all last night and through this morning, and then I had to censor them due to reasons I won't get into, but we did have to censor the photos, and then I wound up taking them down once again for reasons I won't get into. But they were up for a brief time. If you didn't get to see them... What?
Was it titties?
Titties. They were up, WZROnline.com/photos. Check them out if you haven't seen them. They're not up anymore, but you can email me and I'll send you a link where you can check them out, because they're still on the server. But what are you gonna do? So that was WWE Payback. We just ran it down. Monday Night Raw from last night. Boone, I know you caught the last hour or two of the show, so that's what we'll do. In 5 minutes, I'll run down the first hour or so. And then at hour number 2, we'll come back and you can chime in because you saw pretty much the second half of
I saw hour and a half. I saw the second half of the show.
All right. So they had Raw opened with Alberto Del Rio comes out, right? He had won the world title at WWE Payback the night before, and this is where he goes full-fledged heel, right? no longer a babyface, turns on the crowd, acting like a complete dickhead, saying they never...
Think of that, by the way. They spent so much time trying to make that man the Mexican babyface, and now it's like, fuck it, go talk shit.
But you know what? It didn't work out. The babyface turn never really worked out.
Yeah, at least it didn't try to force down their throat.
Right, the crowd, I mean, they saw that the crowd, I mean, it was pretty much half and half for Del Rio, where the dude couldn't get over 100% as a babyface. They saw the reaction. Not only that, but the crowd...
Well, let's be honest, the only thing that got over as a babyface was Ricardo Rodriguez's introduction. Del Rio is such an unlikable person.
Right.
He's just heel.
Right, and not only that, but Ziggler comes out week after week and gets cheered out of the building, pretty much, you know?
Right,
so
yeah.
they finally said, you know what, if the fans are going to boo Del Rio and cheer Ziggler, let's switch it up. Let's just do the switch and give them what they want. Rarely happens, right? I mean, they never listen to the fans, but it happened this time around. So Del Rio is a full-fledged, you know, heel here. CM Punk comes out, makes his Monday Night Raw return. He's got Paul Heyman with him, and they go back and forth on the microphone, right? And, you know, Punk winds up saying, you know, earlier in Del Rio's promo, we basically said, you know, I come out here every week and I'm one of the best, you know, and that was the cue for CM Punk to come out and say, yo, I was in the back and I heard you talking about you being the best, right? You ain't the best, I'm the best in the world, so if you think you're the best, why don't we do this? Me and you tonight, right? We'll have a match. And Del Rio says, I'm not gonna do that. And Punk says, well, then I'll take on your boy over there, Ricardo Rodriguez. Put some gear on. I'll take you out. So we are interrupted by Vicky Guerrero. Vicky Guerrero comes out to the ring, and she likes the idea of CM Punk against Alberto Del Rio, so she makes the match for later tonight. That's going to be our Raw main event, CM Punk against Alberto Del Rio. So,
by the way, if you didn't see Payback or Raw, you can check out CM Punk's new look. He looks like Wolverine. WZROnline.com/.
You think he's going back to the long hair, or you think he's doing the, I guess the Jericho look, right? Where you
I don't know. He's got like the Wolverine look, like with the George Clooney on Roseanne look, where the fucking the sideburns go all the way down to his fucking jaw, and then he's got the shit on. Yeah, it's weird.
So it was clear here with the opening promo that Punk is now a good guy, right? He's a babyface, and Alberto Del Rio is now a heel, right? We've established that. So there's two turns for you right there. Found out later in the night that Ziggler is now a babyface as well. I think Randy Orton is next to go heel. So they're going to even things up here in the near future once the Randy Orton. Speaking of Randy Orton...
they turned the Punk... What do they call them bitches?
I don't know. I mean, I think that was a tease, basically like a test to see how the crowd would react. Yeah, we'll see how the crowd reacts, and then we'll see, because Tenzai and Brodus weren't on Raw last night, so I think they're kind of...
Yeah, just like, I was just saying, to build your point up more, like, so many returns, so many heel turns, so many babyface turns, so many title changes, it's just like a lot going on, you know?
Yeah, it was... you know, Randy Orton, like I said, is probably going to go heel sooner than later. And speaking of Randy Orton, they announced later in the night that it was going to be Randy Orton against Daniel Bryan later in the show. Then there was a backstage segment. It was CM Punk and Paul Heyman. And this is where Punk, who's now a babyface, basically tells Punk that he's no longer needed. That I'm not your client, and I'm always going to be a Paul Heyman guy, but honestly, I don't need you anymore. You know what I mean? So that was kind of the split, where Punk didn't lay him out or anything like that. I basically just referenced that, look, man, you made me back in the day. I'm always going to be a Paul Heyman guy, and I don't need you at ringside during my matches anymore. So there you go.
The beginning of the babyface turn. He didn't even do it as a heel, like, fuck you, Heyman, you're a piece of shit. He's like, hey, man, we're friends. I don't need you. And then Heyman has Lesnar come out and whoop his ass for dropping him later.
Exactly. And not only that, but you know, Vicky Guerrero in her promo, I forgot to mention this. She mentioned that she had a big surprise for later in the night. So we'll find out about that when we come back from the break. We're gonna finish up Monday Night Raw from last night. Quit smoking, Ryan. Quit smoking. We're gonna finish up Monday Night Raw.
I quit smoking cigarettes?
Oh, you did not, dude. Get out of here.
I swear to God, I have not had a cigarette in like a week and a half.
Are you serious?
Dead serious. Not a clipper, not a cigarette. No, I mean, I smoke spice, but no cigarettes, man.
Wow, I'm impressed,
Crazy.
brother. I'm impressed.
Yeah, man.
No doubt. All right, we're gonna finish up Monday Night Raw. On the flip side, we're gonna do live phone calls as well and rapid fire. Tell them about rapid fire, Matty Boone.
You don't got to remind me. I know my job. If you want to participate in rapid fire, Howard numero deuce, credit Ryan Clark.
Deuce? You say deuce?
Yeah, deuce.
Deuce? Dose.
Oh, I mean, I was thinking about the commercial. I got to drop the deuce. Anyways, Howard numero deuce, Facebook.com/Ryan Clark WZR.
WZR Radio, our numero dos. I'm Ryan Clark. He's Matt Boone. And we're going to be here for the next 2 hours talking pro wrestling. We got to finish up Monday Night Raw from last night. What do you mean, what?
We're going to be here for 2 hours.
Is that what I said?
Yeah, we got 2 more?
I said 1. I did say 2.
No,
I know.
you did not.
I did say 2, but my bad. A little bit of a tease for you.
My butthole puckered as soon as you said it. That's real shit. We got 2 more hours in.
We're doing 1 more hour. We're bouncing out of here, man. 10 o'clock Eastern time. I got the NBA Finals on tonight, man. I got to check it out. You know, I hate how the Heat do this, man. They give everybody a white T-shirt before they enter the building, and you got to come in. You got to put this T-shirt. So the whole building, you know, like 20,000 people are just decked out in white. You know, and it's got to be annoying for the Spurs.
Well, they tried doing that with pro wrestling. They would hand out. I know they do it in Mexico all the time. I think they were going to do it with Sin Cara or Rey Mysterio, or maybe they even did do it.
They were going to do the mask.
Masks to everybody, and then try and set the world record for the most people wearing a mask indoors or some shit like that.
Yeah, they were going to do it at WrestleMania 29, this past WrestleMania, and then Ray wound up getting hurt and didn't even work WrestleMania. So, what's up with Facebook, man? If Facebook does, no, man. If somebody in the chat room, so that we can do rapid fire, let me know when Facebook comes back, and I'll go put the question up, and you guys can submit them. Otherwise, you can call up live. Just give us a couple minutes before you start calling. We'll get through Monday Night Raw, and at least we can do that. We can take live phone calls.
You don't have any of the chat people on your instant messenger list. You can just have the guys in the chat like organize questions, and then they can just IM you the good ones or something.
I got Twitter.com's, what's my user?
There it is. Do it on Twitter.
There you go, at Ryan Clark WZR. So just put at Ryan Clark WZR if you have Twitter, and submit your questions.
Yeah, hashtag WZR, what is it called? Rapid Fire.
Just hashtag WZR Radio. WZR Radio. 2 R's in there. So let's do the hashtag thing, and I'll go over there, and then we can take questions out of there. If not, if Facebook comes back up, somebody in the chat room let me know, and I'll go put it up there as well before we go off the air here tonight. WWE SmackDown and Main Event are being taped right now, like I said, in hour number 1 in Dayton, Ohio. So we're going to give you live spoilers here in just a little bit. All right, let's get into Raw, because we do have to talk about, you know, the whole Daniel Bryan Triple H thing. We put up a big report right before we came on the air, a couple minutes before we came on the air here tonight. There was a big blow-up backstage between Daniel Bryan and Triple H. So you can go and learn some stuff. Learn about what we're going to talk about here in just a couple of minutes. Daniel Bryan and Triple H, basically, more or less, educate yourselves by reading the report on the website, and then you'll know what we're talking about here in a couple of minutes. So, right before we went, you want to do it?
Matt B. O.
Don't make me do it, motherfucker.
Don't do it. I apologize. Educate yourself on.
All right. All right. So right before we went to the break, we teased that Vicky Guerrero had is Facebook back up? Is that what everybody in the chat room's saying? We back?
We teased that she had a big surprise and a big fat ass.
Facebook's not back up. What are you guys talking about?
No, it's not. I just checked it. Some people say it's their DNS probably hasn't updated. They probably haven't even seen it go down yet.
Maybe it's up and then down, up and then down. Yeah, it's not back up here. Wait a minute.
Maybe it's only up for smelly English people.
Is that what it is?
Ooh,
oh,
dirty Canadian.
Oh, boom!
Ooh.
Oh, boom! Boom!
80% of the chat room.
Wow! Look at that! Yo, he's calling.
We got Pollock.
Oh man! Oh, he's calling out the United Kingdom people. He's calling out the Canadian people. Wow! Wow! What do you guys think about that? In the chat room, boom, boom,
I'm looking at the chat. It's so easy.
Wow, he hates.
Fuck off, mate.
Oh, now imitating the accent now, yeah, calling them mates, imitating the accent, get him, brother.
Hey.
Dig yourself,
I'll kick any of you mates' asses in 2 seconds.
Oh, dig that grave hole deeper, bro. Dig it deeper. Get out of here. I love you guys. United Kingdom, Canadians, I love you guys. You guys are the best, man. What would I do without my United Kingdom and my Canadian fans? What would I do? Man, what would I do without you guys? You guys are the best.
Where's your jean shorts at? Where's your pump-up sneakers?
You guys are the best fans in the world, man. I don't know what I'd do without because of you great fans from the United Kingdom and Canada. You guys are the best. All right. WZROnline.com /chat. WZROnline.com/chat. I gotta play the baby face, you know? I mean, I am the...
oh, yeah. When I'm such a staunch heel like that, you got to be CM Punk and say, listen, I don't want to be your client, but I am your friend. And then I'll just kick your ass in 2 seconds by the end of the show, and boom, off to SummerSlam we go.
Well, I am the star of WZR Radio on a weekly basis anyway. There's no doubt about that, dude. I mean, come on, bro. I'm the star of this shindig. Everybody knows it, dude. Ryan Clark over Matt Boone any day of the week. I'd kick your ass in 2 seconds, motherfucker. Kick that ass
in
2 seconds.
And that you're a little speck in the sky and nobody can barely see. I'm providing heat.
Look at him on the fly. Look at him on the fly. He says, you're a star, you're a little speck in the sky that nobody can see. Woo! Look at you.
I'm on fire. I'm fucking providing heat. People are high at me the whole fucking work, bro.
Look at him go. Look at him go. Right on cue, buddy. Get out of here.
Man, I talk for a living. Where's my face at?
Yeah, right. All right. Facebook is still down. So we're gonna finish up Monday Night Raw.
I wonder what.
I know it is. It is weird, man. Somebody crashed it. Here it comes.
Yeah, that's like when AOL goes down.
There it is.
Big thing that it shouldn't.
There it is. I got it halfway loaded. Let me see if the post goes through. Does it go through?
You think it's the NBA Finals causing so much social media activity or something like that? Or do you think they hacked it? What do you think's going on?
I think the post went through. I just made a post. Let me see. Hold on 1 second. Did something big happen? Is that what's going on? I'm on CNN. No, nothing big.
No, it's like I said, the finals, dude. The NBA Finals. Maybe there's a lot of people talking about it on Facebook because it just started, you know.
Wow, Charlie Sheen demanded that who was it? Selma Blair be fired from anger management. Basically, he didn't like her work ethic and everything else. And he said, "Listen, I'm going to quit this goddamn show if she's not fired." They wound up firing her. Wow.
Did they? That's fucked up.
Yeah.
She was a nerdy chick off Cruel Intentions.
Yeah. She's got wow, Charlie's got some stroke over there, huh, man? Good God. All right.
He's the whole thing. I mean, he's the whole show.
Yeah, I know. All right, so before we went to the break, right, we teased that Vicky Guerrero had a big surprise for later in the night, and you guys heard Christian.
And a big fat ass.
Christian returned. Does anybody know what the 2 themes that we played during the break, Christian and Rob Van Dam, have in common with each other? You hear Reggie out there howling? No, let's see if somebody in the chat room gets it, though. Christian and Rob Van Dam, we played both of, there you go, Flame Style in the chat room. both TNA back in WWE these days, right? Both former TNA stars. Wasn't a very good one. I know you're going to come on, oh, that's it, dude. That's your big build-up. But they were both former.
Wait. Ask the question again. You were talking about their theme songs, weren't you?
I'm talking about their theme songs, and they are two guys that previously have worked for TNA and are both now in WWE, right?
But wasn't the question, what is the same thing about their theme song?
Holy.
I was trying to figure out if it's the same group.
Let me break it down a little bit slower for you.
Say the question, jackass. I didn't hear it, obviously.
All right. I said we played two theme songs during the break. What do those two theme songs have in? So listen, we broke the story that Christian was backstage at Raw yesterday. The Wyatt family was there as well. They are actually all four guys. The Wyatt family and Christian are backstage at tonight's WWE SmackDown tapings. But Christian came back. Vicky Guerrero came out, and Wade Barrett's out there, and he's about to take on Curtis Axel. Vicky Guerrero comes out and says, no, that's not going to happen tonight. Instead, Wade Barrett is going to face this man, and she brings out Christian. So JBL was on commentary, called Christian a former two-time world champion. And with that being said, he made was he a two-time WWE champion? He was ECW. That's what it was. Two-time ECW champion in WWE. WWE's version of ECW. Yeah.
He got the world title too, right?
In WWE, I know he's had the ECW world title, but I don't. Yeah, you're right. He's had the world heavyweight title too. You're right. Right. And then
White. I thought it was White. Okay.
There you go. So let's see. What else happened on Raw? The noteworthy thing. I mean, we had a handicap match. It was Sheamus against Team Rhodes Scholars. God, they're in the doghouse these days, right? Sheamus is out there. He's taken on both Cody Rhodes and Damian Sandow, and I guess they're not in the doghouse. It was a handicap match, so I'm thinking going in, Sheamus is going to take out both of these guys, right? And that's not what happened. I mean, Sheamus dominated the match, right? Basically destroyed him, but didn't pick up the win. He went for the brogue kick, and Rhodes came up and basically, got the pin with a schoolboy. So that was all right, I guess. But Sheamus dominated.
I noticed you backtracking. You were trying to make a story out of nothing there, and you're like, Sheamus is supposed to be in the doghouse, and then as you were saying it, you must have realized, oh shit.
First of all,
set me up for this.
First of all, I wasn't talking about Sheamus being in the doghouse. I was talking about the Rhodes Scholars being in the doghouse, as they were in a handicap match with Sheamus. And I thought Sheamus. No, you fucked up. You fucked up a little bit right there. You tried to be sly. Talking about Sheamus and the dog. You fucked up.
If I could tell you, guess what's going on in front of me right now? I'm about to get up and punch him in the head.
Ain't nobody care. What?
Running back and forth in front of me. It's a little bit distracting, buddy.
Oh, yelling at the kid? Boy,
you to the door and into the wall right in front of my face.
You're in a good mood tonight. He says the UK people are a bunch of scumbags. You kick your ass in 2 seconds. Same thing with the Canadians. Kick your ass in 2 seconds. You ain't shit. Tyler's a fucking get out of my face, Tyler. Look at you go tonight. Look at you go. You take on the world. Sure you will, dude. Sure you will.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time.
Oh,
poor Tyler, man. Tyler's a little kid, man, and you're yelling at him. The poor kid's got feelings. He's probably sitting there thinking, my Uncle Matt just yelled at me.
Are you an idiot? Do you know anything about raising kids? You have to reprimand if they're doing something wrong. You have to tell them it's wrong, otherwise they never learn that it's wrong and they keep doing it. You didn't
tell them it was wrong. You basically told them, get out of my face. It's very annoying. Get out of my face, Tyler.
No. You see, he's still standing right in front of me. I didn't tell him to get on my face. There's no getting on my face. We're in a hotel. I told him to go running.
Get him on here. I want to talk to Tyler. Put Tyler on here.
All right, hold on. Tyler, here. I'm going to go take a piss. Talk to the radio.
Get over here, kid.
Huh?
Tyler.
Hey.
How you doing, Tyler?
Huh?
Your uncle told you what?
My uncle told me to fill in for him while he's going to sleep.
Oh, that's cool. We like Tyler. We want Tyler on here. So Tyler, what do you think? What do you think about your uncle?
I can't believe that I'm on a talk show right now.
I know.
I never expect this coming I never expected this in my life.
You're live too, man.
Sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. You're live too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that everyone around the world, or at least people who like talk shows, are hearing me right now on the radio.
You're live. You're live. You're on the radio, dude, and you're in front of millions of people. I hope you're not nervous. What we want to know is, how about your Uncle Boone?
No, I'm not nervous.
All right, no doubt. Is Uncle Boone a nice guy, or is he kind of a punk? You know what I mean? Is he? I mean, what's the deal?
He's a bit of both. Like, he's messing with me sometimes, and he just teaches me life lessons.
He's
stuff like that.
Wait. He teaches you. He teaches you life
He
lessons.
said that about everything.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute, Tyler. You said that Matt Boone, your Uncle Matt Boone, is teaching you life lessons.
Yeah, I don't really know how to defend myself yet, so he's teaching me right now.
Look at him, man. Yo, put Boone back up. Put your Uncle Boone back on here.
Let me show you.
Put your Uncle Boone back on here. Teaching you life lessons, and you don't even know how to defend yourself yet. This guy. This poor kid. I feel bad for you, kid.
My uncle's asking if you're done with me yet.
I've been done with you. I want your Uncle Matty back on here, because I'm going to kick his ass in 2 seconds.
Said you kicked your ass in 2 seconds.
Uh-oh. Don't say that. Come on, this is boring. This is boring radio. Give me something, Tyler. Give me something. You're making this radio boring. I think the kid did rat me out. I see that in the chat. Winner's there. You got me. All right. I can't be on here cussing.
All right, that's enough of this bullshit. How are you gonna talk to us?
Yeah, will you listen? He comes on here and he says, "Well," I said, "What do you think about your Uncle Matt?" And he says that my Uncle Matt's teaching me life lessons, but I can't defend myself yet. What are you doing to the poor kid? What are you doing?
Oh man, dude, this is where it's fucked up, because I can't say too much because he's staring right at me, and you're asking me questions. You've met the kid before. You know goddamn well that you shouldn't take that shit any seriously at all. Not even a little bit.
But you know what, dude? I gotta be honest.
By the way, what he meant was he can't defend himself. He basically saying he's a pussy, and I'm teaching him how not to be a pussy. That's what he meant by that.
The kid's 10 years old, and you're sitting there calling him a pussy. What the fuck's the matter with you?
Tyler.
He's 10 years old. He's 10. He's 10.
You're a pussy.
Oh my God. That's great, parent. You're gonna be a great parent someday, man. You're talking about a 10-year-old and you're calling him a pussy to his face, bro. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I cuss in front of my nephew. He's 10. He's heard bad words, all right? Exactly. Brian said I was watching porn at 10.
Oh,
I was
my
smoking
God.
weed at 12. What the fuck are we talking about here?
Look at it. You're crazy.
I mean, I'm joking, Tyler. I was not. See, why do you make me conscious of the fact there's a kid in here?
I'm gonna come down to Florida and slap you around a little bit, man. I'm gonna kick that ass in 2 seconds. All right, get to our live chat room, WZROnline.com. That's true. Dino UK in the chat. Hey, man.
Winter's Lair in the chat room.
Wait a minute.
He said every kid needs a cool uncle, and that's what I am.
No. Dino UK said it best. It's the only pussy in Boone's life. That about sums it up right there. At this moment in time, he's right, man. That's the only pussy in Boone's life. I like that. That's good. All right. Let me get back to Monday Night Raw from last night, man. We had let's see. We had Team Bricky, right? Brad Maddox and Vicky Guerrero. They're backstage and they're in their office, and Triple H walks up, and this was funny, man. Triple H is pretty good here. Talks about the main event, and she says, Vicky says, I made a big main event tonight. It's going to be CM Punk against Alberto Del Rio. And Triple H responds, well, you made the main event, but what if CM Punk hadn't walked out there to confront Del Rio? You wouldn't have had anything, right? You didn't even have a main event if Punk didn't walk out. So Vicky doesn't have an answer for that. And then they talked about Christian's return, which happened moments ago. And Triple H then asked Vicky,
Interesting trivia note. What's one thing in common with Christian's theme song and RVD that we played on? Whatever.
Oh, I can tell you, bro. They were both in TNA, and they're now back in WWE. There's your answer, buddy.
Well, the question all weird. You could have answered anything like what's similar about these? Like, they could say they both have guitarist C in the fucking chorus or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You gotta learn that.
All right. So anyway, the topic of discussion turns to Christian's return. She had a big surprise in Christian returns, and Triple H says, "Well, I know Christian just returned, and that's cool and everything, but Christian's been cleared to return for like a month and a half now. So why'd you wait so long, right?" And she doesn't have an answer for that. So he then gets to Rob Van Dam and says, in addition to Christian, I heard Rob Van Dam's coming back. And Vicky and Brad both say, "Oh, yeah, we made that happen." And Triple H said, "Well, that's funny because I'm the one that was talking to RVD on the telephone, man. I'm the one that made the deal. I got him to sign the contract." So this was like...
I'm the one who held him down his entire run in WWE. Oh, whoops.
Yeah, that too, man, that too. But
he's a reckless worker. He'll hurt you.
So the whole thing leads to Triple H says that, the Shield that week after week is causing problems. So if the Shield gets involved in any matches tonight, he wants Vicky to make an example out of them. And she says, "Will do, no problem, da-da-da-da-da-da." So Triple H, leaves the office, and that was the end of the segment. We'll get back to that later on. We had Randy Orton versus Daniel Bryan, which they had announced at the start of Raw pretty much. They took an app. It was the WWE app. They did the poll thing. No disqualification won over a 2 out of 3 falls count. And what was the other one? I forget what the other one was, but either way, it was a no DQ match. These guys had a great match on Raw last night, man. Until, and this is where we need to get into the Daniel Bryan Randy Orton story. Daniel Bryan went for a dive to the outside of the ring, and it looked legit. And somebody from the back told referee, it was Chad Patton who was out there, must have sent a signal down to the ring and said, "Listen, he may be hurt. He looks hurt. Stop the match." So
you're saying it was Chad Patton and not Tony Chimmel, who recently lost 50 pounds, and you can check out what he looks like now at WZROnline.com/photos. That's what you're saying.
Do you even know who Tony Chimmel is, bro?
He's a ring announcer. Yeah, I know, but they called him a fucking whatever in the article. Shut up.
So what does that have to do with referee Chad Patton? We're talking about a referee and a ring announcer, you dumb fuck. But thanks for the plug.
Well, they called him the referee in the article. Go read it, but whatever. Anyway.
I appreciate the plug, but it was a fail. That failed. So anyway.
Okay, well, what's the same thing between Christian's theme song and Chris Jericho's? While we're on the subject, real quick.
Oh, you want the end? They were both in TNA. Actually, it wasn't Chris Jericho. It's Rob Van Dam we're talking about. Once again, another fail.
They're both in ECW too, by the way. Jackass. You could have said that and you would have been
right. But we're not talking about Chris Jericho. It had to deal with Christian and Rob Van Dam. You just said, what's the deal?
Was the ECW champion.
I know!
They were both in ECW, so you could answer that question a million different ways. You could say, what's one thing similar to music?
All right.
Both guys are
all right, but wait a minute.
Both guys are in ECW.
But wait a minute. But why does Chris Jericho come up right now? Chris Jericho, who cares about... I wasn't even talking about... I've never...
Can I say... dude, all right, calm down. If I said Jericho, it was a slip.
Yes.
It's the same thing between Christian and RVD's theme song, and you said, what's one thing the same, you see?
See, that's two fails. That's 2 fails for you, dude. 2 fails in a row. You fucked up.
You don't know what a fail is.
Yeah, I know what a
fail
I know exactly what a fail. You just failed twice. We do sound like a married couple. I fucking hate this guy. I really can't stand him. But we love each other. It's like, off air, what you guys see live, like right now, it's what, this is me and Boone. I hate the fucker, but I love him. You know what I mean? You should have seen us yesterday, man. When you came at me yesterday, I was so mad at you. We won't get into it.
Funny is, people got to picture that dynamic. Like right now, everybody listening, in your head right now, picture your boss. The guy you work for, the guy that works you and your family.
That's me.
How do you talk to your boss? Is it anything like me saying, "Hey Ryan, I'm gonna fuck you up in 3 seconds, bitch"? Nothing like that, right?
Nothing. And this is what I put up with, right? This is what I put up with. I'm me being the nice boss that I am. I put up with this douchebag motherfucker.
Nice. Hey, if I've always said one thing about Ryan Clark, it's that the man is really, really nice.
God.
He's a very nice guy. When you talk to him, he's very cordial and polite. He's got good manners. He's very patient. He's got good patient skills. See how patient he is right now with me? When in doubt, click a button, motherfucker.
When in doubt, click a button. Would you please shut the hell up? All right. So anyway, Yeah, back to we got sidetracked. So Daniel Bryan. So listen, man, we do need to get into this because we talked about it to open the show. Randy Orton and Daniel Bryan. So Daniel Bryan goes to the outside, right, and goes for a dive, and somebody from the back, probably Triple H, who was at the gorilla position, basically sent a signal down to the ring and said, "Stop the match. I don't want to risk more of an injury to Daniel Bryan." The match was stopped, and Randy Orton helped Daniel Bryan to the back. This was a legit shoot, as the original plans, as we put up on WZROnline.com right before we came on the air here tonight. Daniel Bryan was supposed to win that match clean, okay? And they wound up, like I said, referee Chad Patton wound up stopping the match. It was an order from the back, probably more than likely Triple H. Daniel Bryan, upon getting backstage, blew up at Triple H and basically said, "I've wrestled all over the world. I know what I'm doing. I know how injured I am, and I could have easily continued to work." And Triple H's defense to that was, "Listen, man, over the summer, we've got major plans for you. Basically, you're going to headline SummerSlam in a match with John Cena, and we cannot risk you being injured or getting injured any further than what you already are." And they went back and forth, and one thing led to another. And they eventually wound up. I mean, listen. They eventually wound up apologizing to each other backstage. Mainly Daniel Bryan wound up with the apology. Just basically overreacted. But Daniel Bryan felt there was no need for that match to have been stopped, as he felt that he wasn't injured. It turned out that Daniel Bryan suffered a legit stinger, is what they call it, where it involves the neck. And it's, it feels like, I've never had one, but it feels like you've suffered a broken neck. Thankfully...
It's like you get a lot of numbness, so you can't be trusted to have full strength in your arms and shit like that.
Right, exactly. So, I guess there were a bunch of people backstage that had witnessed this, and were kind of surprised that Daniel Bryan actually spoke up to a guy as high up as Triple H. If it was anybody else, like we talked about in hour number one, they probably would have either been real deep in the doghouse or possibly even released, as you just got done. How do you talk to your boss? You don't go up to your boss and scream and yell in his face, because you may wind up losing your job. And that's pretty much...
or like you said, they're building the whole company around him this summer. Now, I doubt they go out of their way to change the whole plan for that, but let's say the plan was for that feud to happen and then him to win it. Maybe now the plan is for that feud. It'll still happen, but he's going to lose because he pissed. You know what I mean?
Right.
How does this affect him going forward? Triple H has to look at him differently now. This little motherfucker just called me out in front of everyone.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm trying to, establish that I'm the man around here. And this little fucking nobody, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, Triple H is obviously going to think, wow, I can't believe that this dude came up here. And Triple H was I feel Triple H was in the right here. I mean, listen, they've got major plans for Daniel Bryan, and I think that's what happened. Daniel Bryan overreacted, and then finally, after he blew up on Triple H, probably went back a couple minutes later and said, "Hey, listen, man, I was in the heat of the moment, I got caught up, and I apologize." And Triple H... What?
Daniel Bryan's a man, like me and you. No man wants to admit that he's too hurt to do something. He wants to tough it out and be a man about it.
Right, of course.
Now, what Triple H is doing, and what Triple H is doing is saying, "Listen, you might be able to finish the match. That's not as important as you being 100% this summer, which might not have happened if you got hurt further by finishing the match." You know what I mean? So,
right.
I think Triple H was right, like you said. I don't think there's any question he was right. I think Daniel Bryan was in the heat of the moment and was just reacting.
Now, the interesting thing about this is WWE.com did follow this up, and that's what led many people to believe that it was an angle. The problem with the angle theory, if it was a storyline, first of all, the injury was 100% legit. It wasn't a fake injury. It wasn't a scripted injury. So... if the injury... I mean, obviously, they're not going to... You can't purposely book a real-life injury. I mean, those things happen. So, And not only that, but the original finish of the match was for Daniel Bryan to win. When Daniel Bryan wound up losing, or the match was stopped, it was basically a live shoot on Monday Night Raw. This is how you know that the blow-up backstage was indeed the real deal, as Daniel Bryan, the injury was legit, okay? So that was never scripted in the first place. And then when the match was stopped, that's what upset Daniel Bryan. Now, like I said, WWE.com, after this all happened, WWE.com, which is trying to go more, work, shoot, some things are work and some things are shoot.
They're trying to use WWE.com
right.
as a part of the storyline more often. They're trying to integrate the social media and the internet into their actual television.
Exactly.
And whatnot.
Exactly. So after the blow up backstage, which turns out was real, we didn't think it was up until this point, until we found out that the original plans actually called for Daniel Bryan to win that match last night. WWE.com posted a video with Triple H backstage, and I am going to air that, or you guys can listen to the audio right now. This is what Triple H said when WWE.com cameras caught up with him after Raw last night.
Excuse me, sir. Pardon the interruption. During the Daniel Bryan match, we saw that it ended early. Rumor going around is there was a confrontation between you and Daniel Bryan and Gorilla. Do you care to elaborate on that?
And Gorilla.
Yeah. So Daniel Bryan got injured. I did make the decision to call the match off. Whether anybody likes it or not, it's my job as COO of this company. I make that call. And I made the call that Daniel Bryan's health was important, and I called the match. He came up to Gorilla. I admire his passion, but anybody that knows me knows I'm very passionate as well about this. I don't need to really elaborate any further on that. Everything is fine now. He's apologized to me. I've apologized to him. But here's the thing. I am the COO of this company. When it comes to the health and welfare of our talent, I will make the right call every single time, whether anybody likes it or not. Bottom line. Thanks.
And that was what Triple H said after it was over. So, go ahead.
Two things come to my mind real quick. One, how ironic is it that one of his biggest bragging points was finishing the match when he tore his quad back in 2001, 2002, I think.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of his biggest bragging things. I tore my quad at the bone and still finished the match. Another 5 minutes, is what we do in this business. But and then he stops the match for Daniel Bryan, a young guy that's trying to get ahead, and he's finally getting a break.
Right.
And then the second thing, why did they feel the need? And it's the obvious question, because it's all there if you listen to it. Like, if you know the real story, which we just talked about, he addresses every single topic in that interview. So it's basically a shoot where they just don't say all the details. Why did they feel the need to take something that nobody knew about yet, as far as the internet and everything like that in the public, and then make it a story? Why did they feel the need to take that real shoot and make it a storyline?
Because I think they want to they want to act like, they want to put storylines on WWE.com, and they also want to kind of be a dirt sheet in some ways, where they turned a real life situation into an angle right after Raw.
Maybe they want to blur the lines, have people guess what's real and what isn't.
Exactly.
You can never tell.
Exactly. They want to have people guessing, and also, it's coincidental, obviously, but just a couple of weeks ago on Raw, Raw went off the air with Triple H out there, working a match with Curtis Axel, I believe it was, and, the match couldn't continue. They wound up stopping the match, and Triple H didn't want him to stop the match, da-da-da-da-da-da. Do you remember that whole thing? It's very similar.
Vaguely, yeah.
It's very similar to what happened with Daniel Bryan, where, although it was a storyline a couple of weeks ago on Raw, it was pretty much
to get Curtis Axel a win without having him pin him.
Right, but it was pretty much the same thing, where Triple H was pissed off that the match was stopped, and then they came back the following week on Raw. Triple H is all angry that the match had gotten stopped, and yeah, it's
how far are you going to take this one?
No, I'm just saying I'm saying it's got to be coincidental because we know that the Daniel Bryan injury was legit last night, but just a couple of weeks ago, pretty much the same thing happened to Triple H. Although it was a storyline then, Gears
are already turning in his head. I can hear it in his voice.
No. This was not a storyline, obviously, man. But it's interesting, like you said, that they did blow it up.
I'm very proud of you to be able to like, anytime you see coincidences like that, you always assume that where there's smoke, there's fire. This is one time, I think, ever I've heard you say, well, it's obviously a coincidence. I've never heard you say that.
Oh, shut up, dude. Shut up. I wish I would. Yeah.
To say the least, The Rock is something you're not undisputed champion, so shut up, bitch.
Yeah. I wanted this one.
Press some more buttons.
That's the one I wanted right there.
Clickety-click.
All right, we got two more things, man. We had the Divas segment, which was really crazy. AJ Lee comes out, right, and she talks about Dolph Ziggler coming back soon. Stephanie McMahon cuts her off, and she goes back and forth on the microphone with Stephanie McMahon. The whole thing was kind of odd, man. It was just, So
AJ Lee comes out, and then Caitlin's titty comes out. Who else came out?
Caitlin's titty did come out. So they go back and forth, right? Stephanie's talking about AJ being crazy, and if AJ better watch her mouth if she wants a job, because Stephanie McMahon's, if Stephanie wanted to, she could fire AJ right now. Eventually, Caitlin comes out and cuts both of them off, and says that last night AJ won the Divas title. She's out there with the other Divas too. There were like 5 other Divas. Natalya was out there, Tamina Snuka was out there. Stephanie walks up the ramp, right? And it was weird where she stopped at Caitlin and said, "Caitlin, don't you ever cut me off again," or something like that. It was just out of place. So Caitlin goes down to the ring. She goes after AJ Lee, and Big E Langston comes down, pulls AJ away, and carries her backstage as she's screaming. So it looks like that storyline's going to continue. And then the other big thing that we
that it mirrors real life, and that Triple H really is taking over for Vince. And our entire lives, New York has been run by Vince McMahon, either senior or junior. This will be the first time it isn't McMahon. And it's just really cool to see it play on TV. And Triple H really seems like the boss now when he talks. Like, he really seems like the fucking guy. You know what I mean? When
as bad as this is going to sound, when Vince McMahon passes away and Triple H takes over that company, WWE will get 100 times better. Triple H is with the times, man. It's 2013. He's more hip. He's with the times. He knows what people want these days. And Vince McMahon, I feel like, is stuck in that 80s era.
Well, here's the other thing. And Vince has been doing his job so long that now Triple H, it's all new to Triple H. It's all exciting. He's having fun. He's trying new things. Vince he's already got a formula. He just does his formula, and that's what works.
And it hasn't, and it hasn't changed in 20 years, man. It's the same Vince McMahon formula over and over and over again. When Triple H, like I said, man, Triple H is more hip. He's more up with the times. Vince McMahon is stuck in that 80s era, man, and he can't get out of it, man. It's the way it is, man. I feel like when Vince passes away, when the company is handed down to Triple H and Stephanie, it's going to be 100 times better. Triple H is going to take that company and do what he wants.
Well, it's pretty simple. Vince McMahon thinks of pro wrestling or sports entertainment. There you go. What need I say more? Triple H thinks wrestling, Vince thinks sports entertainment. But Vince likes a clean-cut, bubblegum wrestling. Triple H came up and got famous in the Attitude Era. So he sees wrestling as, well, there should be an edge. There should be a theme of reality.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like a thread that the fans can attach, not just goofy characters and
exactly.
storyline. I think it's going to be a lot better when the change happens too. I agree with you.
Exactly. But I do feel like this power struggle, and we don't have this confirmed, but it has been talked about. Vince is 70 years old. We know that. He's still a crazy son of a bitch, man. He's jacked. And I think you're probably going to disagree with me, but I think what's going to happen is this power struggle is going to continue through the summer, and it's going to take us into SummerSlam, and finally, it's a very slow build right now, and eventually these two guys are finally going to Vince is going to get so pissed off with Triple H and say, you know what, let's just settle this. We're going to go out to the ring and we're going to settle it. We're going to have a match with Vince McMahon. We're gonna have a match. Well, I don't know about Steve. I don't want to.
I'm saying.
I don't want to go that far.
WrestleMania.
WrestleMania,
and then
Triple
H versus Vince. Winner gets the company.
I don't know. They're going to do something. I think it's going to happen at SummerSlam. I mean, they're already into the angle, man. You're talking WrestleMania next year. You're talking like 10 months from now. 9, 10 months, man.
No, they could,
but
match. I just meant that part of the
Vince,
because I know they're booked through Money in the Bank, so they're going to continue this to that pay-per-view.
Vince is still jacked, man, and I feel like this is just my theory, and I'll say it now, and maybe I'll change my mind, but I think we're going to see Vince McMahon against Triple H. Finally, this is going to blow up, and Vince is going to have enough and say, you know what, fuck it, let's just settle this. It's going to boil over. There'll be a match between the two, and I feel like Stephanie McMahon is going to be that middle person throughout the whole thing. She'll wind up being the special guest referee. So you're going to have all the McMahons in one match, and Stephanie will be the special guest referee. Why was Stephanie out there in the Divas segment only last night? She didn't really get involved in the Triple H thing. That's why I don't think it's a power struggle between the three of them. I think it's a power struggle between Vince and Triple H, and Stephanie's in the middle. She's playing that he's my husband, you're my father, please just get along. Eventually this is going to boil over and Stephanie will be the special guest referee. That's my thought.
I don't know about the referee, but I'm sure it'll be who does Stephanie's side with. That'll be her role. So, yeah, I agree with you there.
Well, that'll be decided in the match when she's the special guest referee.
But you don't have to be a ref to play it off. But they could do that. Like I'm saying, I agree with you in that respect.
All right, and then the main event of Raw last night, man, CM Punk and Alberto Del Rio. Basically, towards the end of the match, Del Rio, you know, it was a long match. Punk hit the GTS, and Del Rio basically decided to just leave, right? Head to the back. So he was counted out. Punk's in the ring just kind of shrugging his shoulders like, all right, I'll take the win. If you're going to walk out, fuck it, you know? And as Del Rio's going to the back, Dolph Ziggler comes out and jumps off the stage, attacks him. As that's going on, Brock Lesnar comes out to the ring and circles the ring. Me and you were live on the air when this was happening last night. Raw chat room every Monday night, WZROnline.com/chat. Brock Lesnar comes out. He grabs a microphone, and as he's about to talk, boom, hits the F5 on CM Punk and has a big smirk. You know, winds up laughing as Monday Night Raw ends. So the plan right now is not at Money in the Bank. It's going to be Brock Lesnar versus CM Punk at SummerSlam. What an awesome show last night for Raw, man.
Awesome show, an amazing way to end the show, too. I mean, the storyline is an obvious one.
Yeah.
Punk turns babyface. You know, he says he doesn't need Heyman anymore. He's not his client, blah, 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 blah. He does it in a nice way, so we get sympathy for him. That turns him face, and then Heyman is so bitter that he throws his monster on him to teach him a lesson. You don't quit Paul Heyman quits you.
Exactly.
But it was still cool. Really cool.
It was an awesome Raw from top to bottom. Payback was great. Well, not great. Payback was good on Sunday night. Raw was great last night, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And in the last 2 days, they've really shaken things up in WWE. Couple of face turns.
And even TNA with Rampage. I mean, I finally saw that. TNA is doing some hot shit. UFC, like, it's just sports entertainment's on fire.
Main event Mafia coming back to TNA against the Aces and Eights. There's some good stuff. Bound for Glory series starting on Impact. Wrestling is on fire, like Boone said right now.
Getting some momentum. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Usually after WrestleMania it dies down, but I think it's still building.
Well, we're headed towards SummerSlam now, so that's another reason where, you know, we're getting into some hotter, you know, it's kind of a hot season. SummerSlam, this WWE's
but look at
second.
last year's SummerSlam, the comparison. They got so much in this year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In summer.
Absolutely, man. It's going to be, and not only that, but when ratings sink to levels like 2.8, 2.9, WWE realizes we got to do something, and we got to do something quick. And that's what's happening right now, where guys are turning heel, guys are turning babyface, and, you know, it makes for a lot of twists and swerves, and it makes for fresh angles. So it's a good thing.
We grew up in the Attitude Era, so here's what happened. If any fans that didn't grow up in the Attitude Era, WCW would beat WWE on a Monday night in the ratings, and WWE the next week would put every fucking thing they have out there. Vince McMahon would come out and say, will I fight Stone Cold Steve Austin in this ring tonight? It's not just a it's an oh hell. They would do anything to get that ratings back, get their audience back. So I think these days, because there is no competition to steal away their audience, even though no competition to steal away their audience, the second their ratings start plummeting like that, they say, fuck this, let's roll our sleeves up and let's fucking start swinging. And that's what we've been seeing in the last couple of days, last couple of weeks. I mean.
That's it, man. All right, rapid fire. We're gonna get through these real quick. It's gonna be pretty much yes or no. We can take we can do a few live phone calls tonight, guys. It's 518-712-3070. You gotta make them quick though if you're calling up. Ian Jones, Boone. Oh, we had UFC. Ian Jones, Boone, UFC 162. Who is gonna win the Silva versus Weidman and Edgar versus Overeem fights? Hendo is.
Edgar's going to win that fight, and the main event, I already forgot who it was. Who is it again?
It's Silva and Weidman.
Oh, Weidman. Everybody says Weidman, but I can't bet against Silva until he loses. So.
And what'd you think, Hendo or Rashad? It was a close fight. They gave it to Rashad over the weekend. It was very close, though.
I didn't see the whole fight. I saw the first round. That was it. Hendo dropped him, so he definitely won that round. I didn't see the second two rounds to be able to say if there was one round to go. But either way, I heard the fight sucked and the pay-per-view sucked. So
yeah, it was a pretty shitty pay-per-view. But I thought Evans at first, but I don't know, man. It was so close, man. Coulter cooled it, man. RVD, an eventual Paul Heyman guy.
I think they can always do that if they want. But I don't think that's how he'll be brought in though.
No, I think he comes in on his own, but there'll be at least a backstage segment or something like that with him and Heyman. Rashad Robinson, will Punk fight Lesnar at Money in the Bank or SummerSlam? SummerSlam. Anthony Remy, I keep getting your emails, bro. I know about the t-shirt. I gotta get that out to you. I promise you I'll take care of you, bro. I'll respond to your email in the next couple of days. I've been so busy, man. Will RVD be in the Money in the Bank ladder match? Seems like a good possibility, but he's returning at the pay-per-view, so they would have to announce it beforehand. So he may just make his return at Money in the Bank, and not be in the actual ladder match.
I think he'll be in the Money in the Bank match, the briefcase, because if he was going to be in a singles match or something like that, he would need to build it up before the pay-per-view. But a Money in the Bank ladder match, he could just be one of the guys. You know, they don't need to have him build up a storyline for that.
They could do a mystery spot, or they can announce it going. If they do a mystery spot, everybody would already know Rob Van Dam's returning.
No, they don't have to. They can just straight up say he's going to be in the Money in the Bank briefcase. But that way, he doesn't need to come on TV and build up a feud with somebody. He can just be one of the guys in the ladder match. They
could announce it. They would announce it beforehand. RVD is going to be one of the guys in the match. That'd be awesome. Let me see. Christopher Brown, with RVD coming back, is it going to be used strictly for mid-card feuds, or is it only main event feuds? That's what we talked about earlier, man. RVD's coming back. The return storyline is going to be a big deal. It's only a short-term contract. He wants to know exactly what's going to happen after the return feud. You know, what's going down. Is he going to be demoted to the mid-card, or is he going to stay at the top? And based on that, he'll decide whether he's going to resign or not.
It's a new day in WWE. CM Punk would have never gotten a main event spot in the Attitude Era, the way RVD got fucked in the Attitude Era. So these days, if RVD in the crowd, he could be a main event. We'll see.
Ranjit Kahal, what did you guys think of UFC 161, Hendo versus Evans, and Roy Nelson versus Stripe? Roy Nelson wound up losing.
Yeah, that fight. So that fight was. Whew.
It was a boring pay-per-view. Muhid, Mudgeman, Mia. How does Boone feel about getting his ass kicked in 2 seconds by any English man? LOL, all love.
I think that's bollocks. I think he's a wanker. I think that's
That's fucking great. That's awesome. All right, Nielsen Hernandez. Why no TNA spoilers this week? TNA's live this Thursday night. They taped TV 2 weeks ago, and they're coming back Thursday night. They're going to be live this week, so that's why no spoilers.
By the way, real quick, I'm just going to throw a plug out this, because I've seen the first 10 minutes and the preview. It just looks so fucking good. This new MMA reality show called Fight Master on Spike TV. Coaches Randy Couture, Frank Shamrock, Greg Jackson, and what's that little fucker's name? I'm not going to get it. Who cares? Little wrestler. Joe Warren. Check it out. It's the new UFC Ultimate Fighter, but for Bellator. On Spike TV, it starts next week. I
met a guy. I'll talk about it next week. I'm going to put it into my show file right now.
Oh, that's right. Technically, yeah.
Tough enough, a guy from the Ultimate Fighter. From the Ultimate Fighter, he lives right above me. I met him over the weekend. He had all his UFC gear. I'll talk about it next week, though. But he's a good guy, man. He's going to be on the Ultimate Fighter. Lives right above me, too. Crazy. Daniel Lopez, predictions for Money in the Bank winners. Man, we're going to have to save it once we get closer to.
Ziggler and RVD. There you go.
Yeah, we'll say. No, I think Ziggler wins Ziggler wins Money in the Bank and goes in
heavyweight title.
Cashing in. And Money in the Bank. RVD's not coming in and winning the title at Money in the Bank, man. You're out of your mind.
No. He's going to win the briefcase and go after the WWE title. Ziggler's going to win the briefcase, go after the world title.
If there's 2 briefcase matches, we'll have to wait and see. Normally there was only 1 last year. Abe Ross, thoughts on who you think will win the Bound for Glory series, Ryan? It's an
that's a tough one.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I'll get the list up. Come back next week. Ask me that same question when we have more time. I'll give the list. Kyle Brooks, where's the alien videos, bro? I gotta find some for you, man. I'll put them up on my Facebook, man.
Jesus.
Lee Dave Pierce, I would kick Boone's ass in .02 seconds. Sure you would.
I'll kick an alien's ass in less than 2 seconds because they don't exist.
Ian Jones, Ryan and Boone, which diva's ass would you rather fuck? AJ, Caitlyn, Steph, or Layla? AJ, I love that ass, man.
If he would have thrown Steph in there, AJ just slam dunk. AJ and Steph?
Nah, see, I was looking at...
I don't know, man. I was thinking some 33-way shit when they were on TV last night.
I was looking at Stephanie McMahon last night. She is caked with makeup, bro. I'm telling you, you wake up next to Stephanie McMahon on a Monday morning, bro, and she does not look nothing like what she looks like on Monday Night Raw. She is caked with makeup. I bet without makeup, she's kind of an ugly bitch, man, to be honest with you.
She's the type of girl that wears so much makeup that you go out to a club with her on a Friday night, you wake up Saturday morning and she looks like a clown with smeared fucking
exactly.
Fucking makeup's run.
I'm telling you, you wake up next to her, bro, and it's not a good sight with Stephanie McMahon. I'm telling you. Tim.
Where's my beer goggles? Quick.
Yeah, exactly. Tim Krieger, any word on Christian's return feud? Looks like he's going to be in the IC title picture or the US title picture. We'll have to wait and see. Keep you posted on that. Greg Awar, will Samoa Joe ever get in shape and join WWE? Samoa Joe's always, had that weight, and WWE's offered him a contract but told him they want him to lose weight, and he's always basically said, I'm fine, I can work the way I am, and why change it?
Every Samoan in wrestling history in WWE has been a big fat ass. Why do they want? And he's like Rikishi or these guys. Why do they want? You know what I mean? He could work better than them too.
Bring him in with the Usos. Samoa Joe alongside the Usos would be great, man. Rishi Patel, Mark Henry should change his theme song to "I'm a Boss" by Meek Mill and Rick Ross. That'd be funny, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah, you ever seen the T-shirts? You know how Facebook has the like thing? It's like a checkbox. There's a T-shirt now that goes around that has a checkbox and then it says "a boss." So it's a boss.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Cool as shit.
Jake Wilson, now that it's apparent that Lesnar and Punk, who do you think will win when these two clash? Lesnar or Punk? I'm going to say Punk.
I want to say Punk, but I'm going to say Lesnar. And then there's a rematch. That one.
Greg War, hashtag BITW. Whatever that means.
Vincent, what?
Hashtag BITW. Whatever that means.
Best in the world. Best in the world.
Best in the world. There you go. Vincent Nugent. Ryan, are you going to watch the ROH Best in the World 2000 pay-per-view event this Saturday? And if so, what do you think of the overall card? I am going to watch it, hopefully. I do have a guy that streams the pay-per-views for ROH and Indie Federation, so I'm going to check that out. And I'm really looking forward to Briscoe versus Briscoe. That'll be a great match between those two. Lewis Daw, and the rest of the card's really good too. Lewis Daw, are there new writers backstage at WWE? The mid-card seems so strong lately, helping the whole show get better. No, when ratings are down, WWE takes drastic measures, and they really switch things up at Payback and Raw. So it's good, man. Lewis Daw, again, also a few months ago, you reported SummerSlam may be at the Millennium Stadium in Wales in 2014. Any more news on that? No, we don't have any location.
I thought they do LA every year now.
It is pretty much. It has been for the last couple of years. But you're looking at 2014, man. That's a long ways away. So I'm sure WWE's still working out the details on that.
2014 ain't a long ways away. We got like a couple months.
Jesus, dude, we got 6 months left in this year, and you're talking SummerSlam for next.
It's a long way away. Like it's like 5 years from now. It's next year.
Yo, you want to let me finish? We got at least 6 months left in this year, and then he's talking SummerSlam next year. So you got 8 months. So 8 plus 6, you're talking, what's 8 plus 6? You're talking fucking 14 months, man. Alright, so you're talking over a year, bro. A year and a quarter.
I don't want to let you finish. How about that?
There.
If I wasn't in a good mood, I would have answered that question. Next time, say, let me finish. Don't ask if I want to let you finish.
So you said,
will always be no.
So you just said nowhere near a year, and I just told you a year and a quarter, so you're wrong again. Fail number 3. Fail number 3.
A year and a quarter is nowhere near. It's fucking next year.
It's
nowhere near
next year.
Nowhere near 10 years from now.
It's 14 months away. It's 14 months away.
That's nowhere near.
Thread in the chat room, thank you. Fail number 3. Guy's a fucking moron. Steve Williams Jr. WrestleMania 30 match. Ryan Clark versus Matt Boone with special guest referee Tyler. I'd love it. I'd kick this motherfucker's ass in 2 seconds.
Now, you probably would, and it would hurt.
I
but
would.
Thankfully for me, WrestleMania 29 is fucking ages away. I'm talking, it's like, what, 14, ages away.
What are you talking about? We're talking about...
Next year,
Wait.
some shit
Yo.
from New York.
And you know what? WrestleMania is before SummerSlam next year, motherfuckers. So get out of here, you. Oh God,
Sarcasm, you.
God, I just want to
I've got some energy drink.
choke you the fuck out tonight. Mac McCord, my PWSforums.com. Check it out, the best forum on the net today. PWSforums.com. Who will be the next guy called up from NXT? The Wyatts. That's the easy one. The Wyatts are coming to WWE. They're coming up.
Like, do we know when they're supposed to debut? Like a roundabout?
Probably a couple of weeks, man. The vignettes have been airing for a couple of weeks. They're backstage at SmackDown tonight and Raw last night. So yeah, about a month. They've already aired. So I'd say another week or two before we see them. I don't think they're gonna debut them